Should be at football practice right now.
Yeah.
Calling me out to practice, Dad, I made this play or I made that play, or I get a text with 3 or 4 videos of him doing this, running this route, making this block. And what you think? What you think I should do? And I will give my honest, because I always tell them if anyone is going to be totally honest with you, it's going to be me.
It is the Unfiltered Journey, and today we are going to watch a video from WLBT3, which is located in Mississippi, about the conclusion of the state autopsy. So they have come to a conclusion, however, they're not releasing any of the information because it's going to be presented to a grand jury. So let's hear what they have to say.
Developing news in Nolan Wells' death investigation. The official autopsy is complete. The results of that autopsy, conducted by the state medical examiner's office, have not yet been made public. They will now be sent to a grand jury. In the meantime, a man has been arrested for making threats toward a public official in the case. Court documents show Joseph DeMars.
Okay, so I want to say something quick here. My heart definitely goes out to Nolan's parents and his family and his real friends, because this has to be torture to have to wait this long to get any explanation on how your son, your brother, your friend didn't return back in one piece. But the second thing that I want to talk about is um how in the world they're so focused on arresting people who are you know, the judge and their family, which that is bad. Let me tell you, I do not agree with that. To threaten someone, you're diabolical. Okay. I'm not agreeing with that at all. But what I'm saying is the FBI was so quick to arrest someone who is threatening someone, but they took no action into underage drinking, admitting to, quote unquote, allegedly drug use. There was no arrest for that. So I find that very interesting. But let's continue.
Of California is arrested for making a social media threat toward Chancery Court Judge Ashley Cole. She's the mother of one of Wells' friends. The Attorney General and others said earlier this week they are cracking down on people making threats during this investigation.
Okay. Thank you so much for WLBT3. So we do see, and today is July the 31st of 26. So we do see that they have concluded today the state autopsy, okay? As I stated earlier, but they're not releasing anything. Now, I'm going to show you a video of Tatum. I'm not going to call him Officer Tatum because he's not an officer, but he said that he received information that the toxicology report is more than likely going to have drug use in Nolan's system and a high level of alcohol, which I'm trying to figure out, how are you reporting this to your audience and you didn't tell the police this? And whoever told you this, why aren't they going to the police and they're telling you? Because at one point they were trying to draw a narrative, trying to get us off focus of getting results for Nolan and figuring out what happened to him, because they started reporting he was drinking heavily. So if he was drinking heavily, you better believe the people who are reporting that he was drinking heavily was drinking heavily as well. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, how can you take someone serious like this when they're sitting on information that they release to their audience that they do know, but they'll tell the police when they need to. Like, what? Anyways, let's listen to what Tatum has to say. Shout out to Sherelle's World here on Instagram. This is where I got the snippet where Tatum was talking about how he was receiving all these type of reports that Nolan was going to have, a high level of toxication and some drug use. But you guys listen to it.
And I was also told, and this person told me that it's over 100% chance.
Over 100% chance. And he's taking their word as concrete wording, as in there's no possibility of anyone lying at all. He's taking this as a Bible. He's taking this as the red words in the Bible. As we all know, that is the word that God had spoken, or Jesus, when it's read. This is how Tatum is taking these people's confession to him, as you will. But let's continue to listen to this foolishness.
That Nolan was using cocaine during this period of time. This person said it was 150% sure that when the toxicology comes back, that Nolan will have cocaine in his system. But
How is these so-called people so 1000%, or let me put it as he said, 150% sure, as in this is the bottom line, this is the no kind of wiggle room, this is 100% the facts, that there's going to be drug use and a high level of alcohol in Nolan's system. What I don't understand about that is Nolan had practice on Monday. And not necessarily a practice as in, oh, just a lackadaisy practice for football. He was trying out for a D1 team, if I'm not mistaken. Don't take it as concrete, but I'm pretty sure I heard his father say that that Monday he was going to college to try out for a D1 team, and he took football very seriously. So him taking football very seriously, why in the world is he going to get extremely hammered with alcohol and use drug use? And even if that is the case, the people who are reporting that to you 9 times out of 10 was using drugs as well. Allegedly. I wasn't there, but I'm not going to take anyone's word as Bible and hardcore evidence, a hard stop, a brick wall, unless I see concrete evidence with my eyes and ears, as in a video of me seeing that or something. I'm not just going to come out to my audience and say this information. They used Tatum to taint Nolan's reputation, as if that's going to throw us off our stance on we're wanting answers for Nolan. That this was just smoke and mirrors and a waste of time, if you ask me. But let's continue.
people are messaging me and telling me that there is heavy drinking and there's cocaine involved.
Now people are telling him this, and if you listen, if you've been keeping up with his interviews with these people, he solely was all on proving these quote unquote friends of Nolan's as innocent, and they had nothing to do with it, and it was quote unquote drowning. You know what I'm saying? And then slowly, as people were giving him and handing him his behind, as in Nancy Grace was definitely one of them, he started changing his perspective. He started changing his vantage point. And, oh, well, maybe it was foul play. We just never know. We just have to wait till the evidence comes back, when all before it was, no, it wasn't foul play, and these boys had nothing to do with it. And these people are idiots for thinking that they had something to do with it. Listen, I do not take him serious at all. Miss me with it.
And there's a particular person whom I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first. And
But he didn't go to the police first. He told his audience that he had evidence that someone told him before he went to the police. Like, sir, and you were an officer at one point? Do better.
then I will disclose it if it doesn't interfere in the investigation. But this person allegedly was offering people cocaine, and someone close to Nolan, one of his friends, told me that this person was offered cocaine and rejected it from this person.
Okay. Of course I'm not going to incriminate myself, I'm going to say that I said no to drugs, but Nolan said yes to drugs because he just could not resist it, even though he had a football practice, a very serious football practice, the following Monday. Sometimes you just have to sit back and just really let things register before running your mouth and talking to your audience, because the same thing you're accusing of Ben Crump of doing, you're doing, but you're just on the opposite side. You're milking the cow too. So please don't talk about anyone milking the cow. And last time I checked, Ben Crump is a lawyer, and if he's doing his lawyer duties, he should get paid, correct? Okay, that's what I thought. Anyways, let's finish this up.
And I was also told, and this person told me that it's over 100% chance that Nolan was using cocaine during this period of time.
One, why wouldn't these so-called friends of Nolan's go to Nolan's parents with this information? Or not even the parents. Go to the police with this information. Why are they telling him so he can tell the whole world, and then he'll decide to go to the police after he informed his audience of him knowing all of this information? And keep in mind, this used to be a cop. Like I said, he's doing the same thing that he's accusing Ben Crump and Al Sharpton of doing, but on the opposite side. And as a matter of fact, Ben Crump is doing his job. So yes, he should get compensated for doing his job.
This person said it was 150% sure that when the toxicology comes back, that Nolan will have cocaine in his system. But people,
He's saying this with so much confidence. So much confidence. Now, as you guys saw at the beginning of this video, I released that they just stated to the public that the autopsy has been completed. And this happened today, which is July the 31st of 26. Tatum made this interview or this statement before July 31st of 2026. So he is so adamant and he's so confident in what these people are telling him. He thinks that it's very true because he related to his audience. And he has one of the highest views at this point of him touching on the whole Nolan case. So you guys take that as you will. You come up with your own conclusion of what you think Tatum is doing. Okay, so I do want to say that I'm not stating that any of these boys had anything to do with the unaliving of Nolan, because we don't have all of the facts. But what I will say, in my personal opinion, according to the information that the public has, I feel like they know more than they're putting on. And doing this interview did not do them any favors. I'm just going to leave it there. And the reason why I want to show this clip of this particular interview with Warren and Tatum is because Bart has now obtained legal counsel, and he's taking the process of suing social media commentators. Yeah, so he's suing commentators, and I wonder if he is going to sue his buddy Warren, because Warren was the one who brought Bart's name in the public. Let's listen.
Everybody, we were probably about a quarter mile out, and we had the towing strap pulled from, Bart's port side cleat.
Did you guys hear that? Let me rewind so you guys can hear again. He's the one that brought it up.
All this chaos, because we left at 4:30, and there were still just as many people there, if not more, than when we got there. I mean, probably around the same amount. I mean, it was crazy. Like, there was a lot of people, and eventually Bart pulls us out. We left at 4:30.
Bart pulls us out. What I don't understand is Tatum is aware of the amount of people that were on the island. Warren has stated the amount of people on the island, and you're telling me, even though Nolan did not go with them, according to what they're saying, he wouldn't be able to get a ride from anybody else, or all of these thousands of other people did not see Nolan? And it was kind of hard to miss Nolan because Nolan was the only brown person out there. So, I mean, not the only brown person, but I'm a sea of Caucasian people, and you got this one brown chocolate spot or a few chocolate spots. You're gonna notice that. You know what I'm saying? And with everything that has blown up in social media, even if your mind doesn't register like right away as you were there, I'm pretty sure in the back of your mind, if you saw something strange out and you saw it had something to do with a brown person out there, it's going to ding your memory or register to your memory like, oh, that I remember seeing such and such. No one has this, testimony. No one has this confession. No one has come out and say, hey, I did see Nolan, not to the public as well. I mean, not out in the public. So to me, it's very, very, very hard to cover up a lie than if you're telling the truth. If you're telling the truth, there's nothing to cover up. There's nothing to, go above and beyond to try to, you know, hide, because you're telling the truth. It's so much easier to tell the truth than to cover up a lie. You know what I'm saying? These are just my thoughts and my opinions. But I'm trying to figure out if Bart is going to also have something to say to Warren. Is his legal counsel going to say something to Warren? Because Warren was the one who brought his name to the public, because we had no idea about Bart at all. So, yeah, there is definitely some spicy things going on behind the scenes, because Warren's father has now put up a $50,000 reward to anybody who can tell them anything about Nolan's unaliving, which is, I mean, it's really late in the game to do that, but hey, at least he's putting money up. I guess he's showing his support to the family. I mean, late, but I guess better late than never. Let me know what you guys think about this. How do you guys feel about the update with the autopsy going to grand jury and the public will not know until the grand jury is presented to the grand jury? How do you feel about Warren? How do you feel about Tristan's interview? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in. And that's all I got. Bye.